Hi, everyone. It's Bev DeBono with our layout class for tonight. And we are going to be using either very busy paper or a paper that has an overall background. And we're going to be making some fun, a really fun layout. And one that, even though we're using 3x3 squares, you can put other mats on them so that it does become a little bit more flexible for you as well. So to get started, what we're going to need is a background paper. And I'm going to select an all over pattern such as these clouds. This happened to come from Feeling Bright, and I'm using Feeling Bright Sun Rays for Days. Believe it or not, this is from Scrap Happy. So I put all my stuff together just based on the colors. So you're going to need a background paper. You're going to need a solid that coordinates with it. And then you need some paper that you can make the squares out of. And then you need some coordinating colors that you can cut some banners with. So I've just pulled some of these random colors here that we can make some banners with that go on the top. Okay, so to get started, I'm going to ask that everyone mute that's on the Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to cut a strip that is either 4x11 or 4x10. And that just depends on the size of the paper that you have left. And that strip is going to anchor your sides. So you want to do a 4-inch strip. You want to do a 4-inch cut first. And then this one I have actually a bigger piece of paper. So I'm going to actually make this a 4x11. And I'm going to cut 1 inch off the top. And I'm going to make a double page spread. So I'm doing this twice. So I'm going to do another 4 inches. And then cut 1 inch off the top. So now I have 2 4x11s. Excuse me. That's going to anchor our 2 sides. As I said, I'm going to do a double page spread. So I'm going to anchor my 2 sides with this. And those are 4x11. Next, I want to do a bunch of 3x3 squares. And you need 6 of them all together. So let's just get our paper and cut that at 3 inches. Three inches again. Excuse me. And because I'm doing a double page spread, I'm making another set of 3 inches because I need 6 altogether. Okay, now I'm going to stack them up. And I'm going to cut them at the 3-inch mark again on the side. So now I have 3. And if you're stacking them up, keep stacking them every time you go to cut again, just to make sure that they're all lined up. Excuse me, I got something caught in my throat. Okay, and this is such a fast and easy page that it comes together so quickly. And now that you have your 3x3 squares, you're just going to put them on your paper. This is a really great idea to use if you have a very busy background paper. It kind of softens it up also. Okay, so once you have them laid out, what you want to do is anchor your two end pieces. And you're going to anchor them because it's an 11-inch piece. You're going to just put it on your mat and you're going to put it at the 1/2-inch mark in from the side and down from both top and bottom. And it will line up perfectly because it's a 4x11. So go ahead and tape these down. Remember, you're a 1/2. Okay, and then your other side. Half an inch in from the side, 1/2 inch down from the top, and 1/2 inch up from the bottom. Okay, and then we're going to just place your 3x3 squares. Now these are going to be 1 inch down from the top, 1 inch down from the top, and 1 inch up from the bottom. So you see with our mat, and it just gives it a little bit of extra right there. And a 1/2 inch in from the edge. So 1 inch down from the top, inch up from the bottom, 1/2 inch in on the side. Okay, and you can line up both pages. Okay, so we are 1 inch from the top and 1 inch up from the bottom. A 1/2 inch in on your sides, and then just space them evenly. And then you're ready to tape it down. Now, when you have your 13x13 mat, you can see where your 1/2 inch is up from the side and then up your 1 inch from the bottom and the top. And you can go ahead and tape these all down. Very quick and easy page, the way that it comes together. And I love this because you can also use a lot of mats that have titles on them to actually do a title on these. So like in my example here, this Lazy Days barbecue and all of that, that was a mat that came with that pack. And I just cut it down a little bit to fit in that 4x11. For this one, I'm using, there was a fun little pack that came out. This is a little while ago, and it was a beach day, and you're the flip to my flop. Those will be perfect additions to the bottom of these. So it does come together very, very quickly. So there's really not a lot of cutting. It's a 4x11, and then you have 3x3s. Now, if you want to anchor it with any mats or any sayings, you can just add those on to your page. That can come with the embellishments. Okay, now the fun part, we're going to make some banners. See, the page in itself is a very kind of a basic page. You have a rectangle and some squares. But when we add the banners to it, like here, we added the banners up here. And then on this page, you see we've added the banners. It just pops it and it comes, it just comes to life a little bit. So to add banners, what you want to do is you want to find some papers that coordinate with this big piece, that big strip that you have, as well as what you have in the background and on your squares. So I've selected a few colors here that are all going to blend. And you need to just cut a couple of them. You need 4 for each side, and they just vary. They're either 1.5 inches wide or 1.25 inches wide by either 1 inch long or 2 inches long. Okay, so I'm going to start cutting. Oh, I have that backwards. 1 inch wide by 1.5 inches long. So actually it's kind of backwards. Or 2 inches wide by 1.25 inch long. So this is 1 inch, and I'm going to make this 1.5. I'm going to 1.5. Doing 2 sides, so 1 inch by 1.5. You might need 2 of them. Then you need 1.25 inch or 2 inches wide by 1.25 inch. So let's see, 1.25 inch wide by 2 inches long. One and a quarter inch wide. By 2 inches long. Whoops. Well, that one's 1 3/4. 1 1/4 inches wide. By 2 inches long. So you need 4 for each side. So you want like 4 different colors, or you could repeat a color. I'm actually going to use a little white. I'm going to make this 1.5 by 1 inch wide. So just vary your your banners. You probably need maybe 3 wide ones, 1 thin one. And we're then just going to cut them from there. Okay, so once you have all of your cuts for your banners. Oh, I forgot to take this one down. Then what you want to do is you want to take your micro tip scissor and you want to decide which side you want for your banner. So on this paper here, I want this blue to be the banner, not the yellow. So I'm going to fold it in half, just gently fold it. Okay, so I'm just gently folding it. I'm not creasing it. Okay, and you're going to put the opening towards you. The opening goes towards you. And then you take your micro tip scissor and you start at the bottom opening and then you just clip in at an angle. And that makes a very fast banner. Okay, so you do that with all 4. You decide what color you want facing, front facing, and then you fold that color towards you. So that is the piece that's going to go towards you, and then you just take your scissor, start from that point that's open, and just clip in. The banners don't all have to have the same width of a banner. That's fine if they don't. In fact, it just makes it kind of fun. And I had one that was already cut. You see, so they're all kind of different heights and that's fine. And that's kind of what you want. So just decide what side you want showing. Fold it gently. You don't want to crease it towards you. You want the opening towards you. Take your scissor, clip from the opening just inward. And then just play with your banners just up at the top. Maybe something like that. And then if you're doing another side, then go ahead and do your other side. And just have fun with that. So just fold it gently, the side that you want, that's going to show forward, have that face you, clip from the bottom up. And like I said, they don't all have to be the same They could be different. Okay, and then you're ready to tape it down. Once you have figured out your placement. And I would just use a repositionable tape with this. And there's no right or wrong thing for banners. It's just a fun. You want to put the flat edge of the banner all the way up against the top of your mat strip, that 4x12, I mean 4x11 or 4x10, whichever you used. And just put your banner at the top edge of that. And if you use your repositionable tape, what's good is that you can, they're micro dots and you can get all the way to the little points so that they will not lift up. And then you're ready to do your other side. And then when you have your banner done, sometimes it's good to add a little bit of bling to the top of it, because then that just pops it. So I'm going to add some bling. I have some green and yellow bling. And when you use your bling, you want to use your multi-purpose tool. And you want to put the bling on the very edge of your multi-purpose tool. So you want to hold it down with your thumb, slide the straight flat tip of your multi-purpose tool under the bling until it goes right on it. And then you have it on your multi-purpose tool, the tip of it, just like that. Then you take it and you put it down where it's going to go on your paper, hold it down with your finger, and then slide your tool out. And that way it goes exactly where you want it to go. Sometimes if you're trying to do this by hand and you pick it up and you're trying to move it around, it doesn't always go in the same spot. And that does make it a little harder. Okay, so you want to just add a couple little blings to your banner. And it just pops it up a little bit. Okay, and then if you wanted to add another piece here, you can. Depending on what you're using on the bottom here to anchor this, if you're using some sort of a mat, then just to figure that you want it centered. So for me, this is going to be probably a 3x5 because my mat is 3x3. So you probably want just to decide how big these are and then adjust your size this way. Otherwise, you can put a picture here and you can put pictures in all of these smaller ones, or you can put 2 mats there, and the mats would measure 5.5 by 4 inches. So I'll show you one with mats and one without. So I'm going to take the blue that was here, my solid. I already have it at 4 inches. I'm going to just cut it at 5.5. See, and that goes perfectly right there. And then another one at 5.5. And 5.5 is the very edge of your trimmer. Okay, so there you have one with mats in the middle, and one without. So you've got a lot of flexibility with both of the layouts. And if you like, you can add another, as I said, another mat here in the middle, or you can leave it blank and then just add your photos. Okay, I hope you enjoyed today's layout. Those are 5.5 by 4. Those are the 2 mats. I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel. It's Bev DeBono Designs. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you'll get a notification every time I post a new video. Thanks a lot. Tune in next time. Bye-bye.